Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. And this video has been a little bit of time coming. I've been wanting to kind of go through the different decades of the 300 great baseball cards of the 20th century by Mike Payne. I started with the 90s, then I did the 80s, and now we're up to the 70s. The 70s was a very interesting year for sports cards, mainly baseball cards, because Topps had complete domination of the market. They were the only, major player in baseball cards, but there were some kind of food issues and some other kind of offshoots in the 70s that are worth noting. Several of them are included in the 300 great baseball cards. The 70s includes 40 different cards for this decade, just like the 80s, and I am blessed enough to have all of them. So we're going to be able to go over all of them without any scans. We'll just look at all the cards and what I have in my collection for this great set registry. So let's just get going with it. Let's start off with, in 1970, the first card is the 1970 Kellogg's Roberto Clemente. This is the first year that Kellogg's did cards. They were inserted into, basically cereal boxes. And just, I love the 3D imagery of the Kellogg's. It would be cool to go through and get all of the Kellogg's cards. I think you wouldn't be wrong at all to do that. They're just so cool and neat. The Clemente is just one of those that's just beautiful baseball card. I have that in a near mint to mint 8. Next up is the 1970 Topps Thurman Munson rookie. And I had this card raw and I sent it in long ago. You can tell by the flip how long ago I sent this card in. It doesn't even have the hologram. And I thought it actually would have graded better, but it's a 4. And maybe someday I'll upgrade it. But Thurman Munson is definitely one of those guys that I think deserves some serious consideration for the Hall of Fame. His career was cut short due to tragedy, plane crash. So it's not like he wouldn't have kept playing, and the time that he did play, he was pretty amazing for the Yankees. And this will not be the last time that you see Thurman Munson appear on this list. So there's the 70 Topps Munson. Next up is this really cool playoff card from 1970 Topps. Certainly highlighting the Miracle Mets of '69. Ryan saves the day, so it shows Nolan Ryan there. I have this card in a 7. Great black and white image of Game 3 of the NL playoffs. Back then, there were no wild cards. It was just 2 divisions. The divisions champions met in the AL or the CSs, the Championship Series, and then the World Series. Next up, another 1970 card for Roberto Clemente. It's his regular issue Topps card. I have that in an excellent mint 6. Beautiful card here. I really do like 70 Topps design, although it can be a set that is off center, which is true of a lot of top sets in the 70s because their quality control was not exactly, pristine back then. Again, they were the only game in town, so their quality control was like, well, look, we're the only ones putting out cards, so how much do we really have to care? It sure feels like that sometimes when you look at some of the imagery and some of the printing and print defects and all that through the 70s. Here's the Hank Aaron from 70 Topps. This is a really cool card of him holding a baseball in a glove in the dugout. This is an 8 OC. So you can see the off-center issues already appearing in the 70s. Next card is this beautiful third-year Johnny Bench of him in his familiar catching pose, but still a very young-looking Johnny Bench. I have that in an excellent mint 6. Next is one of my favorite cards from the 70s period, and I think a lot of you agree, the 1971 Topps Munson All-Star Rookie Cup. Beautiful action shot here. Absolutely love it. As a former catcher, I just love cards like this where you see the action of a catcher. This one's in a 5. This is another one I sent in raw back in the day, along with the rookie. Love having that. Here's another guy that I think has a really good shot of getting in the Hall of Fame through a Veterans Committee vote, maybe even as early as 2020, and that's Steve Garvey. He had a great career for the Dodgers and the Padres. This is his rookie card, 71 Topps. I have it in an excellent mint 6. The 71s are just so hard because of the black border. We all know it. The chipping and everything. You can even see in the top left of this card some minor snowing. So not easy to get these cards in high grade. The last 71 tops on the list is this Ernie Banks. This happens to be Ernie Banks' last card for tops, is the 71. And I have this card in a nice collector grade of a 7. I love that. Love Ernie Banks. All right, here we go into 72 tops. And the first 72 tops is the Carlton Fisk rookie card. Really cool card here. Great Red Sox rookie stars. Cecil Cooper, who also had a great career, mainly with the Brewers, but really cool near mint 7 here. Nice collector grade on that. This is actually a really affordable Hall of Famer rookie card. So if you don't have one, I would suggest you go out and try to get one. Add it to your collection. 72 tops also brought a improvisation slash, kind of new thing they were doing to baseball cards for tops, and that's that they added a traded section, and they added it onto the end of the set as a series of traded cards slash more card, like high numbers. And so 72 tops high number includes some traded cards. This card here, which pictures the first card of Steve Carlton on the Phillies, is really cool. His normal card for 72 is with the Cardinals, so that's kind of a neat innovation that Topps added to their sets. 73, start off here with the Roberto Clemente. Of course, this is Clemente's last card. He died. He didn't even play in the 73 season. He died in December of 72. And so this is a near mint 7 on this card. Beautiful card. Kind of another one of those cards that needs to be a staple in everyone's collection. The great Roberto Clemente's last card. A couple of other 73s. This one here, the Nolan Ryan. This is a tough card to get. Again, not tough, just expensive, really expensive to get in a high grade. Shows Nolan with the Angels here. Cool picture. Another 73. There's several in the top 300. Great 300 great cards. Willie Mays' last card, picturing him with the Mets. His last regular issue card, I should say. He does have a 74 tops World Series card. But there's the Willie Mays in a 7. But man, that's OC big time. A lot of 73s were off center. Hugely off center. That especially affects this next card. You see this a lot. This card is often marked with an OC qualifier. That's the Mike Schmidt rookie card. And John Hilton and Ron Say. But this one's in a 6, which is a decent grade. You can go out and find these actually pretty easily in 7s and 8s. So I just have a 6. So love this card. Great Mike Schmidt. Greatest third baseman potentially ever. 74 tops. Here we go. Card number 1. They honored Hank Aaron as the all-time home run king. Number 1. They also had a sub-series in 74 tops that chronicled his entire history of Topps baseball cards from 54 through 73. It's just really cool. 4 little pictures on each card. Those are really cool. I only have a couple of those, but there's Hank Aaron's regular. This is actually his regular issue card for 74 tops. Next up is the Nolan Ryan from 74. So we just saw his 73, 74 here. This is a 6, but 74 has this happen a lot, where you can see along here there's print marks, and 74 was just chock full of that stuff. Print dots, all sorts of pictures, just 74. Kind of cool design, but a lot of quality control issues, which we'll talk about one of the big ones here in a minute. Here's the Frank Robinson 74 tops. This is actually the first Topps card to show a DH on it, which is kind of neat as the position. So 74 tops Frank Robinson. Speaking of quality control issues, this is a interesting little piece of cardboard trivia, cardboard history. The Willie McCovey and several other players that played for the Padres they thought that for sure the Padres were moving to Washington to become a new iteration of the Senators. And that never actually came to fruition, but not before Topps had already printed some cards that actually say Washington National League. They didn't even know they didn't even know if they were going to be called the Senators. They just were pretty sure the Padres were going to move out of San Diego. And so they printed some cards. So McCovey has both a Washington National League and then a San Diego Padres. In later print runs, they corrected that. But this is just a neat little quirky thing in cardboard history for 74 Topps, Willie McCovey. Next up is Mike Schmidt's first, solo card. His 73 Topps was a tri-player card, rookie card, and this is the 74. It's a beautiful card. I just got this card actually signed by Schmidt with a bunch of his achievements, home runs, hits, RBIs, etc. Some inscriptions on it, but the card itself is just really cool. This is actually a well done card. All the colors work and everything. Really neat. Got that in an 8. Hard to go wrong with a Hall of Famer rookie card, but here is one. This is 74 Topps Dave Winfield. Beautiful card here. Really neat of the great Dave Winfield. And it shows him with the Padres. He didn't have a kind of screw-up card with the Washington thing. He only had the San Diego Padres card. So there's the Winfield. I'm going to move a little faster. 75 Topps starts off with some highlights. We got, it's funny, in 74 Topps, they were, touting how Hank Aaron was the new home run king. He actually didn't do that until April of that year. So in 75 Topps, one of the highlights cards is Aaron setting his home run mark, which is cool. The colors in 75 are pretty crazy and awesome and classic. Another highlight card for 75 Topps is Nolan Ryan fanning 300 for the 3rd year in a row. Cool card there. Got several Hall of Famer rookie cards in 75 Topps. The first of which here is Robin Yount with his great long career with the Brewers. I have that in a 6. Next up is the great George Brett. And you can see the similar kind of print marks and stuff that are common in this set. Print dots are everywhere. There's one right above the R there. Very common. But I have this card in a 7, which is really nice. Couple more 75 Topps. Funky colors continue with Herb Washington for the A's. This card is actually included in the set because I guess Mike Payne thought it was cool because this was the first Topps card to ever have someone's position listed as a pinch runner. So Herb Wash, that's a little piece of cardboard trivia for you. We finish it out for 75 with the last card for Mr. Harmon Killebrew. His last regular issue card is a near mint 7 in the 75 Topps for the Twins. Next up, George Brett, 76 Topps. This is his 2nd year card. We just saw his rookie card, and really just nice pose. Hard card to find centered and in good shape. So glad to have that in a 7. You got Hank Aaron's last card, 76 Topps. I have that in a near mint 7 with the Milwaukee Brewers. Another interesting 76 thing was this card right here. The Kurt Bavacqua bubblegum blowing champion. The Bazooka held a contest among major leaguers to see who could blow the biggest bubble, and Joe Garagiola was kind of the host of that. And on the back, actually, what's cool about this is it shows kind of the layout of who went against who. Kind of neat. There's actually video of that. If you want to go watch it, you can see the finals of that. Kind of a neat deal. This 76 Topps traded Oscar Gamble. 76 saw some more traded cards. They did it in 72. They did it again in 76. They did it in 74 as well. But This is a 9OC for the Oscar Gamble, and I think it's literally in here because of his amazing afro that Oscar Gamble has going on. Can't even imagine trying to get a hat on him, but I love the Yankees take gamble on Oscar. It was a pretty easy layup headline right there. On to 77 Topps, and if you are familiar with what was going on in baseball in the late 70s, the fact that this card is in there is no surprise. Some of you, the younger guys, may not know who Mark Fidrich is, aka the Bird, but man, he took the major leagues by storm in the late 70s. He was Rookie of the Year and Topps All-Star Rookie and an All-Star as a rookie for the Tigers, and he was just amazing. Here is his rookie card in a near mint 7. Go read about him. You'll think it's cool. He's got a cool story. Topps has a couple of rookie cards that are very important in the 77 Topps set. The first one here is the Andre Dawson near mint 7. The other one is this one right here, 1977 rookie catchers. Rick Cerone had a good career, but Dale Murphy, who again is another one of those guys that I think will eventually get into the Hall of Fame. This is his rookie card, 77. He's also in a 4-player card in 78 as well. But not a lot of people know that he was a catcher when he first came up. Ended up playing the outfield mainly in the major leagues and was a 2-time MVP. So, very cool. Next up is Eddie Mofo Murray rookie card, 78 Topps. I have this in a near mint 7. This is another one of those cards that you should definitely have in your collections. Really great card. Eddie Murray rookie. Next up is the rookie shortstops from 78 Topps, where you had 2 players that are in the Hall of Fame. This is the only rookie card that actually features more than one Hall of Famer on it. Paul Molitor and Alan Trammell here. UL Washington also had a really good career in the major leagues, and so that's just really a cool card to have that on there. Then you've got next Paul Molitor's first regular, solo card in 79 Topps. Man, I've looked all over to find this card in a really nicely centered 8 or 9, and it's really expensive actually, surprisingly so, but got it in a 7. So there's that one. 3 more and we're done. Next up, 79 Topps, Nolan Ryan in a near mint 7. Another card that's difficult to find centered. The major rookie card, Hall of Famer rookie card that's in 79 Topps is this one right here, and that's the Ozzie Smith. I have it in an 8OC. You could probably label darn near every 79 Topps card OC. They're all really bad, or most of them are really bad, but that's a great rookie card of the Wizard. And then the last card seems fitting. I started with Thurman Munson, and I'm going to end with Thurman Munson. This is his 79 Topps card with the Yankees. Got it in 8.5. This is Munson's last card, and so kind of fitting. He passed away in a plane wreck, but definitely has a shot of getting in the Hall of Fame at some point if people just kind of go, all right, look, he didn't play forever, but when he did play, he was really good. And one of the best catchers in baseball, him and probably Johnny Bench at the time. So there you go, guys. There's the 1970s for you, all 40 cards. I'm really looking forward to doing the 60s because you got some absolute classics in that run of 1960s cards, and there's a lot of them, so it'll be a lot of fun to do. Hopefully I'll get to do that in the next week or so. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something and saw some really cool cardboard. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day and keep collecting.